Hello and welcome. Mark Huber here from markhuber.me and autowebinarincome.com, broadcasting from beautiful Vancouver, Canada, where we help entrepreneurs and people just like you create profitable online businesses from just one good idea. You know, some years ago, as a cocky certified financial planner, I began a blog, and I made every mistake in the book. I had a lot to say and presented a lot of value, but no one was reading it. And then one day, I got the idea of interviewing an expert on how to make your Canadian home mortgage tax deductible. Well, the rest is history. People now were coming to my blog to read and to listen what I was sharing. I started to learn more about how to package my ideas into something that the world wanted to pay attention to, and created my own product and sold it, and still do. Very successfully online, I might add. Now, people were reaching out and asking for more information and booking appointments with me. I say this not to brag, but to give you a quick background and context for what is to come. You see, I came to understand that there are things that I had to say and share with the world, and for me, my definition of a rich life and how to achieve it through financial planning was my story. And I'm proud to say that I've helped hundreds of people along the way. Of course, it's different for each of us. So if you fast forward to now, I want to share with you my journey and the things that I've learned along the way, so you won't have to make all the same mistakes that I have, and to help you on your journey to creating a better life for you and your family. You see, I believe that we all have something inside of us that the world needs to hear, and people are willing to pay for it. So putting your message online and finding a way to monetize it and making money with it is the most exhilarating and gratifying thing that I know of. You can take a trip and be making money. You can literally be sleeping and be generating revenue from your business. The brilliance of having an idea and being online is that rather than sharing it with one or two people, you can share it with hundreds or thousands to millions. I know because I've done it. Now I challenge you with this question. If you knew you couldn't fail, what idea or passion would you want to create a business around? Now, take a moment to think about that. So now that you've answered that question, here's another. What does a rich life look like to you? See, for some it could be generating X dollars of income, and that's fine. For others it could mean paying off your debt faster, or writing a check for your parents' mortgage, or donating to charity. Whatever your definition of a rich life is, I can help you get there guilt-free. And I want to show you how to create your own profitable online business. Now, we're not talking about setting up a labor of love or some scammy website and praying that somehow we'll make money. No, we're talking about adding real value to people. And when we add value, we expect to be compensated as well. Doesn't matter if you don't have a business idea yet. I can show you how to get that. Doesn't matter if you don't know the nuts and bolts of online marketing or monetizing or conversion. I can show you that. For right now, I want you to think about what a rich life means to you. What it would mean to you having an online business that runs even while you sleep. If it's one thing that people feel when starting an online business, it's overwhelmed and frazzled. Yes, there are a lot of choices and opportunities and strategies to make money online. However, I believe in being calm, deliberate, and methodical. So think about the advice you get from other people that tell you about all the things you need to do for a successful online business. I call this marketing tactical hell, because they'll tell you things like you need a Facebook page, you need Twitter, you need a Pinterest account, you need social media, SEM, SEO, PPC. So how are you supposed to know which of these even make sense for you? Do you do them all at once, or do you just spend 10 minutes a week on all or some of those things? Ignore this advice. We want to stay out of tactical marketing hell, and we want to be calm, deliberate, and methodical. Now, I find this freeing, and I find it calming to know that I don't need to worry about all that stuff, and I can just focus on the one or two things right now that make sense, that work. Let me give you an example. If you were 30 pounds overweight, do you need to worry about the different protein content in your protein shake? What time you should eat carbs at night? No, you don't need to worry about that level of detail right now. You need to probably go to the gym 3 times a week and maybe change your diet a little bit. That's all. Now, one of the biggest challenges of starting an online business is finding an idea and figuring out what to talk about. In fact, I'm not going to give you a list of ideas because that won't be helpful. Not to you. There's many good ideas. You can just Google business ideas. What we're looking for us is the right idea for us. But we're not going to be stopping there. Once you have an idea, we're going to refine it and then test it for profitability. Now, what does that mean? It means that before we ever create a new product or business, we want to virtually guarantee that it's profitable before we ever spend time or money on developing it. Now, notice the difference. Before even building a website and jumping into Twitter and all that stuff, we put that aside till later. We just focus on finding an idea and making sure it's profitable. Once we know that, we're off to the races. Okay, let's get it together. Right now, I want to give you a little framework for how to generate ideas. Now, there's 3 pieces of this. It's very simple. First, there are no stupid ideas or bad ideas, and the more ideas, the better. Generally, when I'm in this stage of the process, I'm generating 10 or 20 or 30 ideas in about 3 to 5 minutes. So I want to encourage you to let your creative juices flow and don't restrict yourself. Don't say, that's a stupid idea, that'll never work. None of that negative talk is allowed right now. So the framework for generating ideas goes like this. Number 1, first of all, what are your skills? What skills do you have that other people may find useful? Now, to some, it may be very obvious. You might be a great cook. Maybe you're really good at creating Excel spreadsheets. Whatever it is, write it down. Great. Now, if you're not sure what your skills are, ask your friends. Call them, text them, whatever. Ask them, if you had to name 3 skills that I have, what would they be? Some people will tell you stuff that'll be really surprising to you. For example, you're great at relationship advice. You're amazing at knowing how to decorate your apartment. You can just see where everything should go and where it fits. You know how to put an outfit together. You're amazing at time management. Boom! Those are great skills. Now, the next part of this framework is knowledge. What is your special knowledge that you have that other people might find useful? For example, there's a great ebook about parents who are going to be taking their children to Disneyland. Clearly, the authors went to Disneyland and used their insights and packaged their specialized knowledge into a product by creating an ebook that they sell online. And it clearly shows parents how to see Disneyland in such a way that their kids will have an awesome time. So what special knowledge do you have? Do you know a lot about ethnic food, about health? That would be pretty interesting if you put that knowledge together right. Cooking spicy ethnic foods a healthy way, boom! That's a business. So write these ideas down. Don't worry if they seem crazy right now. We'll get to that later. Now, the third part of this framework is, what special experiences or challenges have you been through? For example, a classic one is, have you lost a lot of weight? You obviously learned a lot of tactics on how to eat right, work out more, but the mental mindset, what does it take to get past those late-night cravings? Guess what? That's a business. It doesn't matter that there's 10,000 other people out there doing it. They're not you. They don't have your story. They don't have your voice. Stop comparing yourself to them. What's another example of a special experience or challenge? What if you used to be in debt? What if you had a ton of credit card debt and you learned how to pay that off and now really live a full and balanced life or a rich life? And you're never going to go back there again. I guarantee you that there are 20 people that live within a mile of you or who work at your office who would want to know how you did it. Well, write it down. So what you can see with this 3-part framework of skills, knowledge, and experience is that you can generate a bunch of ideas. Now, we're not looking for an encyclopedia of ideas. We're looking for the right ideas for us. The 3-part framework that finds and refines your ideas. If you've watched this training video thus far, you'll already have a list of potential business ideas. But you're asking yourself, how do I know if these ideas are any good? Well, I'm going to show you how to virtually guarantee that your product is profitable before you sell. Once you learn this process, it will stick with you for life. To start, I'm going to show you the framework we use to make an educated guess. It's called the demand matrix. Now visualize this. A square box divided into 4. Now, this is a very simple way of taking all those 20 ideas or so that you came up with and figuring out which of these are worth your time. Now, I want to explain what this means here. So again, in your mind's eye, visualize the box with a 4 grid on it. In the top right-hand corner, you've got the golden goose. And just as you can tell by the name, that is a good thing. The golden goose has lots of customers and a high price. On the top left, you've got the high end. You've got a high price and relatively few customers. Now, what do we see next? The bottom right. We have the mass market, and here we've got a lot of customers, but a low price. And on the bottom left, finally, few customers and a low price. We call this a labor of love. It may be something you love doing. It's typically not going to pay. Okay, now back to this matrix. We will come back to it again, don't worry. In closing, here are your action steps. 1. I'd love to hear your comments, and which of your business ideas make you most excited. Let us know in the comments area here. Number 2, be a hero. Do you have a friend who's talked about starting their own business for years? Share this with them and give them the nudge that they need to get started. Number 3. Now, depending on where you are seeing this video, there should be a link or a place where you can enter your contact information to immediately access my free report, How to Growth Hack Your Idea to Profits in 21 Days or Less, as well as an idea validator, cheat sheet, and of course the demand matrix cheat sheet that I've just described. If you want to connect on any level, you can access me and my contact information on either of my 2 premier websites, markhuber.me or autowebinarincome.com. And of course, you can always find me on Facebook in our private group, Idea to Profits in 21 Days. Feel free to swing by and join up with us. In closing, my name is Mark Huber. I trust that you found this information of value, and I wish you all the very best of continued success.